So Thomas huffed and puffed up Gordon's hill. Skarloey was very heavy. The old flatbed coupling creaked and groaned. But still Thomas huffed and chuffed as hard as he could. Then there was trouble. Just as he got to the top of the hill, the coupling came loose and Skarloey rolled backwards. "Help!" cried Skarloey, but it was too late. Skarloey's flatbed biffed into the sidings and came off the track. Oh! But Rheneas and Skarloey weren't safe and sound at all. The track was very steep. Rheneas and Skarloey were determined to bump Freddy's buffers, so they were racing very fast. "Faster!" wheezed Skarloey. Then there was trouble. Rheneas raced right off the track. "Oh no!" cried Skarloey.
He was still cross when they reached the top station. Sir Handel was hoping for a rest, but his driver thought otherwise. "We'll leave the coaches now and fetch some cars from the quarry." "Cars," snorted Sir Handel. "Cars. I won't. So there." Sir Handel was about to cause a great deal of trouble. "Told you," said Sir Handel.
Peter Sam felt much better after his long drink, but the freight cars were bored. "Let's break away." Their loads were heavy and the couplings old. One snapped. "Faster, faster!" shouted the freight cars. A sign read "Slow steep bends and ravine ahead," but the silly cars never saw it. Then it was too late. Peter Sam arrived at the scene of the disaster. His driver sighed. "This was our fault. We didn't secure them properly. We'll have to get help to pull them out."
Later, Rusty puffed into the wharf. He was shunting cars full of bright red bricks. They were to be unloaded into Thomas's empty freight cars. But Thomas wanted to have more fun. He rolled up behind Rusty. Rheneas and Skarloey held their puff. Thomas blew his new whistle. Beep! Rusty jumped and he biffed his freight cars. Rusty was covered in red brick dust.
Duncan was so impatient he became even more careless. "I'll show that smelly diesel and those lazy steamers," he said to his driver. "Careful," cautioned his driver. "You're asking for trouble." And he got it. Duncan didn't notice his chain was tangled in the coupling of the slate car in front of him. Suddenly, he was being pulled up the track by the empty slate cars. "Bouncing bogies," he cried. "It's got me." Duncan's driver jumped clear. Rusty returned to see Duncan being pulled up the incline. "I tried to warn him," said Rusty. "He never listens," the little diesel's driver said. The chain pulling Duncan's slate cars couldn't hold the weight. It suddenly snapped. Duncan plummeted down the incline. "Help!" he yelled. "Glug, glug, glug," he said. "Bluggle my bloiler." Duncan felt foolish and very wet.
Soon, they approached a tunnel. Falcon didn't like the tunnel. It was curved and he couldn't see. "I want to get out! I want to get out!" he sighed. One moment, everything seemed safe. Then suddenly, Falcon was derailed and hung dangerously over the edge.
Then there was trouble. They had arrived at a dead end. The vacationers took a look around. "This isn't the campground," said one of them. "It's not even a nice place for a picnic," said another. "This is your fault," puffed Mighty, and he pushed back towards Mac. "Yours," huffed Mac, and he pushed back even harder. The vacationers watched as Mighty Mac bumped backwards and forwards. "Stop!" called the vacationers. "You're going to cause an accident." But it was too late. Mighty pushed Mac as hard as he could, and the coach crashed into the rocks. First, one rock fell, then another rock. Soon, lots of rocks came tumbling down. The track was blocked, and they were all stuck.